Okay guys, so this morning, make sure my audio is plugged in. This morning, God has given us one last hurrah. We got about 5 days until season close, but I'm going to be busy for the next few days, so God has given me one last hurrah to try to fill my last tag this morning. We got a little whiteout condition morning hunt. We've got about I want to say around 6 inches of snowfall on the ground. It snowed all day yesterday, from early morning till just this morning. The snow has just let up, and I've always wanted to hunt the snow. I've never had the opportunity.
My name is Sam Pearson. I'm native bred and baptized in the muddy waters of backwoods Oklahoma. When the good Lord made me, He gifted me with the ability to answer the call of the wild. I've dedicated my life to answering that call. The Okie way.
Somehow or another, you gotta get across this creek. Lots of crazy activity. So far, I'm not seeing any fresh sign. But I've never hunted the snow before. I know the big one is looking for food. That's a big one this time of year. Not only this time of year, but also in this weather condition. In the snow, you're supposed to look for any sign of food, because that's what they're gonna be looking for. Anywhere they can get. So this place that I'm at, there hasn't been a whole lot of buck activity on. Haven't seen very many bucks out here this year. Seen a couple of smaller ones. Haven't seen anything worth shooting at. So I got an either or tag. I may end up just shooting a doe if given the opportunity. Like I said, it's my last opportunity to hunt before the season closes next week. We got a few hours this morning to try to make it happen. There's about 6 inches of snowfall. Fresh snowfall on the ground. It's still coming down a little bit. It's supposed to be letting up here in a half hour or so. Try to keep moving and stay warm. Find somewhere to keep my feet out. Frozen fucking wasteland around here. group of does came through here. So but I'm not really liking my position. Thinking I need to be more to the north. So quiet. Thinking maybe I need to move. Thinking I need to move to the other side of this. There's another bigger green patch on the other side. I know them doe are hanging out in it. And I'm not seeing any fresh signs. Besides this coyote. It's really easy to track in the snow. It's really easy to see what's fresh in the snow too. So we're actually down to one device now because, like an idiot, I unplugged my cameras a couple nights ago thinking they were fully charged. So we're going to try to shoot this whole thing with one camera. So we only get one angle at a time. It's wonderful. Here's what I'm going to do. Just so I don't miss anything coming in from the south, I'm going to follow these tracks and see where they go. See if maybe there's a food spot over here that they're sitting on or something. So we're going to drop into this ravine behind me. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's a big ass ravine behind me. I'm going to drop down into this ravine, come up the other side. Hopefully we'll see something. I just can't believe they climbed straight up that fucking bank like that. Well, we're in the bottom now. Damn. Just about fell. Try to crawl up this other side. Try not to put my bow in snow. managed to find their bedding area. We just hunkered down on it. So we should see them show up at some point this morning, I hope, anyways. Maybe let them go out and get food and make their way back this way. It's kind of the hope. Because I think I missed them. I think they moved before the sun come up this morning. When it stopped snowing. But I didn't know that they were bedding back here. At all. We need to move across from where I'm at now. Because we're, not only are we getting snowed on, sitting right here, but also there's less cover and the wind's blowing from the northwest. It's just putting it right at my back. I didn't realize that. But I don't like that other drainage over there. Snow highlights all the bridges for you, actually. See what you're shooting at. A little bit. Leaning back against this tree. I can see stuff moving from every direction. Except for the cows behind me. Snow's falling on top of me, coming off of the trees when the wind blows. I can't shoot a bow through the brush. I tried that one time. I had a big, huge 12-point. Middle of the rut. I called him in, sitting in an old tree stand. You have to climb a cedar tree and then hop over into the other tree to get into that stand. It's been there for years. And I was sitting about 30 feet in the air, probably. I mean, it's tall. It's way up there. I'm just sitting there calling. And I'm not seeing anything. And I happen to, the way that I'm sitting, being that tall up in the air, I can see through that first row of trees. I'm sitting on a meadow, and there's, oaks all around me. But I'm sitting high enough in this tree that I can see over into the second row of trees. And I happen to see brown kind of flash by in that second row, and so I'm like, okay. So I call a little bit more. And I see the trail right across from me. I see his feet stop at the edge of that trail. There's a low-hanging branch there, but it's not too low for a deer to go under. And he's looking. He just stops right there for a few minutes. I can see his legs. I'm like, come on, baby. Show me what you got. He had to duck to come under that branch. And as soon as he did and raised his head back up, I got the buck fever. Oh boy, I got the buck fever. So this is when I'm first learning how to call. And so I'm calling. I'd heard that tending grunts will get a mature buck going. And the fighting grouse, you know, the balls. And so I let him have it, and I hammer out a tinny grunt. Wow. And here he comes. He ducked his head, stepped right underneath the trees, and here he come at me, walking straight towards my stand, because I didn't realize that when they're that close, you can call them right up to you. They know exactly where you called from. So he comes right up to my tree, right underneath my stand, stops about 15 yards out in front of me and turns broadside. I'm like, hell yeah, so I get all excited. Of course, you know, I raise up my bow and I'm sitting there shaking, so I'm excited. I let that arrow fly 15 yards. That's how far it was, 15 yards, and I let that arrow fly, and it nicked a branch that was on the end of that tree I was sitting in. It nicked that branch, and it went straight down, stuck right in the dirt, right in front of him. So he hopped up, and he kind of hopped a little bit and trailed off about 80 yards out and turned and looked at me. Just sat there for probably a good 30 minutes. I never saw that buck again. That was the second year in a row I saw him. First time I saw him, I killed the big tall 10-point. Running with his head down in 40-mile-an-hour winds. Crossing that same meadow. During rifle season, I think. The year before. And I tracked in there and I was dragging my buck out. When I got back to the edge of that meadow there, I left my rifle laying up against the tree because hell, I already shot my buck, so I didn't need it. But I had another tag. I tracked off in there and dragging that buck out. Got him to the edge of the field. I happened to look up and here's that big old 12 just trotting across it, looking at me. About 60 yards from me. And I got to looking around and happened to come out in a different spot than I went in at, so my rifle wasn't anywhere near me. That was my first encounter with him. The second encounter with him was when I missed him at 15 yards with my bow. Just learning to bow hunt. You know, I rifle hunted before that. Successfully, I might add. But I had never bow hunted before. I had with a recurve bow. That's what I grew up hunting with a recurve bow. Handmade recurve. But it ain't nothing like hunting with a compound bow. Which I would much prefer. So anyways, that's the story on how I missed a 12-point buck a couple years ago. Biggest buck of my life. Biggest deer I've encountered to this day. Well, I think I'm about to call it a morning. I'm cold. My feet hurt. My toes are cold. Just gonna have to head home and be That's a wrap on my season. Next time on the Okie Way, we're putting away the bow. We're going to break out the rifle and we're going to be chasing hogs and dogs and squirrels and rabbits for a while. In preparation for spring turkey as well. Lot to come. Stay tuned for more.